All right. I got it right on there too, you know. All right. All right. So meeting's called to order. Motion to dispense with the meeting minutes, as I said, and as I've
I'll make a
told you.
motion to suspend the minutes.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Very good. Like I said, they're very well done, very detailed. If you looked at them, she captures everything in the meeting. So
Yeah, even our screw ups.
yeah. even-
But I didn't say any bad words.
Yeah.
I deleted all those.
All right. Good idea, Betsy.
It probably cut the page in half then. You deleted all of mine.
All right. So, you know, as I always say, the minutes in the agenda are basically, I cover in the old business in the agenda, the minutes in a much shorter form. And we'll be talking about, we're always talking about the previous month, which would be September. And all that stuff will be posted on the officer page after this meeting. After we get the video, I'll have all that posted. If you ever want to review it or watch the video, it's there. Okay, so financial report, Connie.
All right, well, we had a total donation of $28.52. And then we had a rebate check of $21 from Healthy Life Benefits.
Yeah.
Which total for this month is $49.52. The balance on the spreadsheet is $7,197.21. The bank shows a balance of $7,611.93, but that's because John hasn't cashed his check of $414.72. That was reimbursed to him because he used his credit card to pay for GoDaddy or no, Monkey Survey or something. I don't remember what it is right offhand.
Survey Monkey, yeah. That
Okay,
check is
so-
cash now.
Okay, well, it's not posted in the banks as I just checked about 30 minutes ago. So once that's in the bank, the spreadsheet and the bank balance will match.
Okay. So there's a spreadsheet, y'all have it. There's September that I have up on the screen. You know, it's there for every month. As I say, the debits are on the left, the credits are on the right, and the balance is always right here where I'm pointing with a pointer at the end of each month. So now I'll go back to the agenda. And as Connie had shared there, I put in the RCB bank balance and the treasurer's balance, and she just explained to you why there's a difference. And it will balance once all things are cleared, all entries and all that stuff. Okay, so we'll skip the rest of this. We've gone over this. We gained one or two donations, but not very much. There's the old business that on 9/24, that's when we met with Benistar and they went over the options and the timeline to marketing, and they're working on a web page design. Kickoff date is there that we discussed, January 1st, after final approval. And then GoDaddy, these are our two major initiatives, obviously, Benistar and GoDaddy. This process really got bogged down originally with the design consultant and took forever to get things done. And so I finally went back to Joe Pastore. If you remember, Joe met with us way back when we were deciding to go with GoDaddy back on April 9th. And I went back to Joe and I said, Joe, this process is way too slow. Phase 1, the 7 original basic pages, I said, it's not getting done. Every time they submit a ticket, it takes another week. And I said, it just way too slow. So I wasn't happy with the revisions, the updates, the corrections during phase 1. And then I was told they're completed and we're going to phase 2 with the care team that you have to submit a ticket every time for a change to be made. And as I said, it just got so bogged down that I talked to Joe and I said, Joe, we got to do something. So they assigned a guy, the manager of the bill team at GoDaddy. They assigned a guy called Matthew. Matthew may be joining us at about 11:30 just to talk about the website. And we went over a number of things, and we probably spent, every time Matthew and I met, we spent at least 3 hours each time. And we got a lot accomplished, a lot done. If you've looked at the website lately, a lot of things are there. There's still a few more things to be added. But Matthew has done a great, I mean, this guy's a crackerjack. You want to talk about WordPress and design and stuff. This guy's a crackerjack, and he really zipped through stuff, and we got a lot of stuff done and a lot of revisions and changes now. His time with me is coming to an end this Friday, and there's a couple more things to finish up with him, and then I'll have to go back to the care team, what they call the care team, and go through that process, which is not slow. And if it gets bogged down again, I will go back to Joe Pastore and say, hey, I want another person assigned as a build consultant, that we can get this stuff done. Now, the only thing that's not done, sad to say, is the PayPal piece, where we need that activated so that we can collect donations on this new site. And that got so convoluted. It was amazing that they couldn't, they have to do a piece called enabling reference transactions. In other words, it tells our new site, you're approved to take donations. Well, PayPal just kept screwing it up again. I had to go back to the executives at GoDaddy, or PayPal, excuse me, at PayPal. And I said, this needs to get straightened out. This is baloney that's been going on for about 2 months. We need the donation, our fundraising page, we need the donations activated. And he assigned a guy, a manager from customer service, to talk with me. And he did call me, and we talked. And last week, he supposedly submitted a ticket to get the PayPal transactions enabled. And that didn't happen. And I guess he went on vacation for the weekend or something into the middle of the week. And he finally saw my emails, and I said, this is crap. I'll say it politely, that this isn't done. And so he submitted another ticket. And so I'm hoping and praying that the donations piece of our fundraising page, where PayPal talks to our website, will be done this week. I'm hoping. And then Matthew will activate it on our website, and we'll be good to go, and we'll be able to publicize and market our new website with GoDaddy, to the membership. And, I'll do on Facebook, and I'll do other ways, email, whatever, and let the membership know that the new site is now open. The other thing I'm trying to get done is, on the old site, and I had to do a lot of fixing up on the old site with our user directory, the people that are members on our old site. There was a lot of denied memberships in there, spammers, hackers, whatever you want to call them. And when I was trying to export it, it exported all those denied users. So I had to get them out of there. And then I tried again to export it to the new site, and it only picked up a number of them. So obviously I got to talk with Matthew, and I got to get that straightened out, because no way we're going to get everybody to sign up again. 895 people from the old site. We got 111, I think, or 97 on our new site. And so, the point is, I'm trying to export the old user directory to our new site so that we can avoid trying to get everybody to sign up again on our new site. Now, I asked you guys as a board to sign up, and you all did, and that's fine. That's good. We got that part done. You're all authorized as administrators are going to look at the dashboard and go through the site. All the rest of our members will only be subscribers. That's all they'll be. They don't have access to our dashboard or our officer page or anything else. But hopefully I'll get that done this weekend, maybe. I'll try again. And he hasn't given up. That's my brother-in-law trying to call me. So hopefully I'll get that done this weekend and get those 895 names over to our new site so that we don't have to, because as Connie and I were discussing, do you really think all these people are going to re-sign up? No, they're not. They're not going to bother. So, if you even look at what we've done with a survey, I sent out an email to 1,600 that we have on our group email list. Only 6% have opened their surveys or their emails to participate in the survey. Now we have it on Facebook and we got 111 responses right now, but that's very low and people aren't opening their email. We used to get on a good email, we'd get a 30% response off the email distribution list. We only got 6% on this survey email. So I don't know what else we can do with that, but that's where GoDaddy site stands. Again, we get the PayPal piece done, we'll be able to open the site up to all our membership. Any questions on the GoDaddy thing? Matt will be joining us hopefully at 11:30 and kind of go over it and let you guys offer any ideas or suggestions.
FYI, I'm going to have to be leaving about 11:45.
About when, Connie?
Well, about 11:45 your time.
Oh, okay. So that's where that stands. Brian, under new business here, if you're looking at the agenda, Brian has accepted the benefits advocate position. His page is all set up on our new GoDaddy site, our solutions website, our new one. A lot of good information on there, and contact information for Brian is on there now. Brian will admit to all of you that, he's learning and he needs a lot of training and some help and some support in that position. We're going to be connecting Brian up with GE and with Via Benefits. So he has those interactions like Melody used to have. We tried to set that up this week, but there was conflicts with GE and Via. So we are going to try to set that up for next week, if at all possible, and get that meeting out of the way so that Brian knows the contact person from Via Benefits, and he knows Dean Marola is the contact person from General Electric for our group. So he'll have all those contacts. Brian, you want to say anything about, your position or anything?
Right now, I've just been doing a lot of reading. I have gone through that Medicare and You that everybody should get. I've gone through it twice, trying to understand everything. I seem to pick up a little bit more each time. I do have the Medicare for Dummies ordered from Amazon. It's not due to be released until the middle of this month. So when I get that, it'll help to break everything down so I get a better understanding and feel of what's going on. So it's just going to take time. It's brand new to me. I'm not eligible for Medicare for 3 more years, although I do have the Part A because I'm disabled. So that's about where I'm at right now. It's just a lot of reading and trying to understand and going back and rereading.
Now, I've gotten pledges from GE to help Brian, and we'll be talking with Via on the phone on that conference call, hopefully next week, and they will be helping him with any kind of issues. If any of our members come to Brian and ask for help, whether it's healthcare, life insurance, pensions, any of that stuff, that either Dean Marola from GE or Via Benefits when it comes to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that kind of stuff, they all have committed to helping Brian with training and learning and supporting him. And also Benistar has also said that they will train and support Brian too. So again, I'm asking the whole board, when Brian needs help, somebody pops some question up on our Facebook page and it's about a benefits question, send it over to Brian, forward it to Brian or PM Brian and let him know it's there. I'm sure Brian checks every day, but I'm just saying that, just in case. There's ways we can support Brian in his new role. So congratulations, Brian, and thank you for taking that position.
Just please be patient.
No, we're really happy to have you doing that.
Yes.
Thank you.
I didn't recognize you, Brian. You've shaved the beard off.
Yes, I did. I got tired of the grandkids grabbing it and trying to make them go everywhere.
Okay. So next thing on the agenda for new business was our survey, as I discussed a little early, gave you some. At the time I did the agenda, there was 79, now there's 112. Again, only 6% of our members are opening their emails, which is a little discouraging. Again, we used to have at the high end on a good email that they were interested in, I guess you would say, we'd get a 30% response, which is pretty good, I guess, with emails, but I expected better. I posted a couple times on our Facebook page to try to get people. I also emailed all the retiree reps from across the country, all the different GE locations and retiree chapters and retiree groups. And some have responded well, and some have responded negatively. Again, to me, it's all about politics and power. And one person flat out said that I don't see any purpose to this. And why are you doing this? And I said, we've done it every year since we've been in existence. And we did it previous to share owners, and we've done it previous to the fall meeting with GE of all the retiree reps in GE. We've done it for the lawsuits. I said, so I don't understand your negativity about this thing, about our survey. Well, we won't be participating. Now, other GE locations like Schenectady said they will participate, in Louisville, Kentucky. So, that's the politics of it, trying to get everybody on board. And other GE Facebook pages, some have refused to put our survey notice up there. So what are you going to do? What are you gonna?
That's all you can do, John.
So all we can do is write. I'm a little embarrassed to go in front of GE and do a presentation with 112 responses. I hope we get more by November 5th is the meeting with GE. It's a virtual meeting. It's online. I meant to put that in the agenda and I forgot.
What's the group that's not participating and how many members do they have?
I don't think they have I don't know their numbers, to be totally honest, Charlie, but I don't think they're as big as Louisville or Schenectady or Lynn or.
Yeah, well, that might be nice to know how many members in each of the groups. So
Yeah, well, I could
not a strategy.
Yeah, I could ask him, but we'll see what he hasn't been too cooperative. Anyway, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but anyway.
It says it's 5,000.
Right.
Oh, really?
5,000 members. Yeah,
It shows on any of the
yeah, it does.
sites that what the numbers of the membership are.
Well, that's
5.
this group is from NBC, NABIT, and they I don't know how big the retiree chapter is, and they don't have a Facebook page because he's pretty much not too good with computers. So there is many. The GE retiree site does have over 5,000. That's a Facebook page. There's about 8 or 10 of them. I forget how many.
I thought,
Yeah.
Isn't the GE retiree site, isn't that a GE owned site?
No.
No. They, that's John Tyler and group. Melody's over there too. So they're not willing to help us or participate in our survey. So there's nothing I can do about that. But I made the offer. I sent him an email. I gave him the box ad and asked him if he would post it, and he said no.
Don't worry, whenever G starts talking about cutting benefits, everybody will jump back into our fold again. That's just the way it's been going.
That's right. And you know, the reason we did these two initiatives is hopefully, and then kick off a big marketing campaign. You know, saying what these two initiatives are, the new website, Benestar, if we approve it today. And that adds value to what we do. Plus Brian's in place now as our benefits advocate. And so we have all the components of enticements or value added things to our group. Again, we're back to that, plus many other things like newsletters and emails and all the rest of the stuff that we do. So I'm hoping that with that, again, in the survey, one of the questions I asked in the survey is, are you willing to look at a new benefit plan if it's cost effective, comprehensive? I forget exactly how it's worded there, but you understand. I think it was question number 12. And a number of people said, yes, they were willing to look at that. So that, you know, and again, when I email, once we open up our new site, once the PayPal thing's done, you know, and I'll say, you know, if you're interested, you can go here to get this benefit or that benefit of our group, you know, once you're registered. So I'll try to get them all to make sure to register. Again, I got to go back to trying to export and import all the user directory from the old site to the new site, and hopefully avoid all that mess, you know, avoid the mess of everybody having to re-register at our new site. So it's been a lot of work, folks. And believe me, for the past 3-4 months, it's been a ton of work to get this stuff done. And go through all these loopholes and conflicts and everything else. So, but we're almost there. You know, if you remember me saying way back, we were even saying in 2019, in the beginning of 2020, we'll have 2 new initiatives that we'll be rolling out. And here it is, almost the end of 2020, and we're just getting to it. But, you know, time doesn't follow my commands in situations. So, you know, I've learned a tough lesson that, you know, things take time. Plain and simple, things take time. There's unexpected problems and issues and concerns that you have to deal with to get things done. And here we are in October, and now we're talking about an you know, official kickoff of the website. And after we talk in the next section here about Benestar, you know, if we approve that, and with PayPal, we're all set to go. And hopefully January 1st, we'll start to see an increase in our membership and revenue. All
Okay,
right.
I want to throw something in there.
Yeah.
I want to go right back to where you were talking about that Facebook group or one, or I don't know how many, didn't want to let you put the survey on there. I
Right.
just want to get on there and get on here and say, sometimes I wonder if they think that we're in competition with each other. And then if we post that we're stepping on somebody else's toes, and we're like, maybe they think we're trying to take control of somebody else's position, if you will, or whatever. It's, you know, not what, this is why I keep saying that we do need more people to be benefits advocate, because no one is immortal. And if the one person, and we all know who it is, it's Melody, she's a benefits advocate and she knows a crap load of this stuff. She's not immortal. If she doesn't share this information, and she doesn't, because I've tried getting, you know, to learn from her, but she won't share it. And this is why I feel when Brian starts learning this stuff, that he gets on here and he tells us, doesn't have to give us names, but tells us how we handle it, so we in turn can learn and also start sharing that information. It shouldn't just be an ownership. This one person control this whole thing. We should all be able to learn this stuff and help everybody else. So I don't know what John's problem is over there on that group. Maybe he thinks that she's the only one who can help, but she shouldn't be the only one that can help. We should all be helping each other. And that's why we do need Brian to learn this stuff. And we need to learn from Brian. and share that information. It's not an ownership gig.
Well, there are other GE groups out there, correct?
Yes, there is. On
And
Facebook,
do
yeah.
each of those GE groups, do they have their own unique benefits advocate also?
No,
Well,
So
to my
there's only-
knowledge, they don't.
well,
So
let me,
if we have 5 groups, there's 2 groups that have a benefits advocate.
no, well, let me correct that. If you remember how the Facebook groups, no, as Connie just said, no, the Facebook groups don't have a designated other than Melody on GE retirees. The retiree rep groups that represent retirees in GE locations like Lynn, Erie, Louisville, Nabit, all those different, Pittsfield, all those different locations, they are considered. You remember when we first named the benefits advocate Melody, and we went to the fall meeting and we said, we have a benefits advocate. We want this benefits advocate recognized by General Electric and by VIA Benefits as our contact person for any issues our membership might have. And they said, yes. Now, that got into a political fight, if you remember. I told you, the retiree rep said, what's this stuff? Why is Melody the only benefits advocate? We're all benefits advocates. The retiree rep said this from all those GE locations, retiree chapters, retiree groups at all the
And
GE.
are these retiree reps, are they GE employees or are
No.
they part of their individual groups?
They're part of
Are
the,
they-
they're part of the groups like
Yeah.
Erie and Lynn and Louisville and
Okay,
Ohio and all these different locations. They're representatives for their group in different GE locations, the retiree chapters in the different locations. So what GE did is change their stance and said, all of you are benefits advocates, all the ones that attend the fall meeting that are retiree reps for those groups and GE retiree groups in GE locations. So
so Brian should be able to get a slew of information from the GE people then, from those guys that made that decision, right?
yes, they said they will help and they will support them, plus VIA, plus Benestar. All of them are willing to help Brian. I'm certainly willing. I hope the whole board is willing. And as Connie said, she made a very good point. It should never be left to one person. Yes, Brian is our appointed.
You
Yeah,
need a leader.
Huh?
You need a leader. You need somebody to, control it and make the decisions,
Right.
organize it. So, yeah.
But you still need to train people, other people to learn this stuff.
That's right. That's right.
But here's the thing, John, when you're talking about that, those retiree chapters, that's all great that they have benefits advocate there. But for example, our local doesn't have a retiree chapter. If we hadn't had this group going on and we hadn't had Melody come in as a benefits advocate, the people in my area wouldn't have known how to do anything at all.
Right.
At all, because we don't have a retiree chapter. We don't have benefits advocates here, nothing. We would have just had to go based on VIA. That's all we would have known to do.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful that we had Melody to help us and do all this stuff. She stepped up to the plate to do it. But I'm just saying that it shouldn't be a controlled thing. It should have been, in my opinion, share this information with other people so that we can help other people. And that's just kind of how I feel. What's going to happen if something, God forbid, something happened to Melody, that she got laid up and could not really help anybody? There's going to be people shit out of luck.
It's only in her group of 5,000.
No, even in our group, because there's people here that have relied on her.
Yeah.
Oh, and so our people still go to her for advice?
A
rather
lot of
than
people do
Brian?
because they're on both
Correct,
groups.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are on both groups, Charlie. They're in the GE retiree group and they're in our solutions Facebook group. So
And also I know that she's on 4 or 5 other groups.
Yep.
That she also helps there as well. So that's what I'm saying. I don't resent the fact that she's doing this. I like the fact that she's doing it. I just don't like the fact that she wouldn't share the information so that we could help other people. We need somebody else to help her along. I don't know what happened to that guy that was supposed to help her. Remember, John?
Yeah, Terry King.
Yeah, I don't know whatever
he
happened
kinda-
there.
He fizzled out. We had him on our organizational chart for a long time as the assistant benefits advocate, because he did have knowledge of benefits, but he never fulfilled the role. So I finally took him off. He kept saying, well, I'm really busy with my grandkids, maybe next year,
Yeah.
I said, well, all right.
Well, it might be wise to try to understand all these different groups a little bit more, because I'm sensing that our missions are all different, and maybe the missions of the other groups are probably more in common with themselves than they are with what we're doing.
Right.
So that we're viewed as a horse of a different color, so to speak.
Yeah.
That isn't doing the same thing as their groups, and that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, Charlie. And when I
but-
talked to the guy that runs the NABI group, that was very negative. And I said, it's time for us to clear the air here with them. And I said, I know you people think we're trying to take over the solutions, or John Phelps is trying to take over all the retiree groups. I said, that is not our intention at all. We want to be a hub, a resource for people, all the groups, if you so desire to use us. We're not trying to push it. We're not trying to take over. We're not trying to take your membership. We're not trying to take your dues. We just want to be a resource.
Yeah. How do you think they're going to react with Benistar?
It's interesting. Even this guy that was negative said, well, it might be something I'm willing to look at. So, of course, when it comes to the bottom line of money, Charlie, some people are going to say, hey, well, I'm going to do it. They're going to look. So if there's a better benefit plan out there, he said, well, I wish you luck with that, but you're not going to get GE to change their mind. I said, what I said to him is, listen, I know GE is data driven, and we would have to do research and statistical analysis and data analysis and present that to GE to be an alternative to VIA because it's a better, comprehensive, enhanced, lower cost quality program and better customer service and all that stuff. And he says, well, good luck with that, he says. This guy, he's just unbelievable. He put in his response to me, just so the group knows. GE rejected that. They aren't going to talk about. GE rejected that. They aren't going to talk about. GE rejected that. They aren't. I said, what the hell? What are we going to quit? We're going to roll over and we're going to die. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're trying to be innovative and try something new things to get GE's attention. But this guy just was totally negative. I shared it with Connie. I didn't want to make it a big political thing, but I think you agree with me, don't you, Connie?
Yeah.
His response was just horrible.
And what GE rejected was working with Benistar once.
No, they rejected. No, they haven't rejected that idea. They rejected like changing the RRA, covering everybody that didn't get the RRA, a pension increase. Geez, in horrible financial straits. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They aren't going to offer anything as far as trying to make our lives a little bit easier. And we know they're never going to revert back to the old plan. We know that, Charlie. Everybody, they knew that after the lawsuits. Even Dennis said it. It's never going to revert back. But can we enhance it? Can we make it better? Is there small improvements that we can make? But this guy wants to, well, they rejected that. He wants to quit. What's he saying? He wants to quit. I'm not quitting. If I can do something for our people, I'm going to do it.
Well, I think more people that farther down the road, as they look for some kind of benefits when they retire, GE's cutting off more and more and more. I think it'll increase as far as what we have to offer.
I'm going to share something with you right now. I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is 1000% strictly confidential and private, folks. Please.
Well, you're recording this right now, John.
Shit.
Well,
Well,
stop recording.
I make a motion that we go into executive session and stop recording for 5 minutes. Or to talk about whatever is sensitive.
Well, let me make this statement. I talked to GE, top level brass. They talked to their lawyers and they said, John, what are you going to do with this information? And I said, I'm only going to share it with our group. That's all I'm going to do. Because I had some questions after looking at all the Benestar stuff and all the numbers and what our possibility is for the future. And I wanted some answers to some numbers from General Electric. It's nothing big, folks. Well, it's big in that they shared it, believe me, because legally they never share anything. But they did, because I went to Kevin Cox, the vice president, and Butch Rudy, who's the head of the healthcare piece over there for VIA and the retirees and all that stuff. So I'm going to put it up because they gave me permission, but only in our group. So
You mean only in our organization? I think you ought to just do what Charlie suggested or made a motion on, and that's to stop the recording for a minute or for a couple
if I
minutes.
stop it, I don't know if it'll pick back up again and be consistent. That's my thinking.
I think
Have you ever gone in and tried to edit?
I
wipe out
probably,
sections?
yeah, I probably could do something like that, Joe.
Okay,
Oh, what
then if we, anyway.
I'm gonna
when
put
you
it
have, when you have meetings that I don't know how you guys want to work this, but generally board minutes are retrievable or viewable by the members of the organization, not just the board members.
Yeah.
Unless you go into what's called executive session, where you talk about sensitive, confidential information, and then you have to go into executive session and then exit and get back into what's called general session.
All
That's public.
Charlie, that's absolutely something we should look at for delicate information. I agree.
I think you ought to just stop recording and then resume recording.
Yeah, just do that, John, if you can.
All right.
You can. I mean, we've done it. You've started
Okay.
recording late before.
All right.
Yeah, it's not, I think if you stop it, it should pick up where you continue.
I
would
hope
assume.
so. Oh, there is a pause. There is a pause.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
All right. All right.
Oh, I'm here.
I
Oh,
still
you're
hear your name.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was 11:30 my time, but I still have time if he shows up.
Okay. I'm gonna put the agenda back up.
Hey, you're recording.
What's that?
You're
Are you
recording now.
recording?
Okay, good. That was a good idea. Oh, here's Matthew. Matthew's here. All right. Matthew, are you there? He might not be in yet.
Yeah, he's in. He may be muted though, but doesn't look like it.
Matthew, are you there?
Well, he bounced out.
Oh, he might be having problems. I didn't see him right away to admit him.
Hello.
Yeah, Matthew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's everyone doing?
Hey,
Good.
we're doing good. Everybody, this is Matthew. I don't know your last name. It's E, but he's,
Yep.
I call him my name for him is he's a care and build specialist that was assigned us by a manager within his group. And after I had contacted Joe Pastore to say I was unhappy with our progress, and Matthew and I have spent a lot of hours and got a lot done in a very quick time period. So I asked Matthew, and I told everybody that we would have Matthew here. I'm trying to get the website up here, folks, as I'm talking.
Yeah.
And Matthew would go through the website. Now, Matthew, I would have to probably give you control if you wanted to do it, or you could tell me what you want to do, but let me bring up the screen here.
Yeah, so just to kind of follow up on that as well, we have kind of been going through some front end and back end stuff on the site. Making changes both in the visual editor that's called the Beaver Builder that's going to be on the front of the site and kind of be the primary way that people view the site. And then John and I have also had an opportunity to kind of go over some of the back end stuff as well. So, things like managing memberships and whatnot. Really quick here, John, I just need the 4-digit PIN number for the account so I can get validated in and take a look at it on my site as well.
4962.
Perfect.
I'm logging in so that I can show people. Is the site up? Is everybody seeing the site?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Yep.
good.
Let's see.
I'm logging in right now, so there we go. You see the black bar on the top above where our logo is it gives you, and Matthew, I'll let you take over here in a minute, but it gives you the name of our group, and that's what they call, it gives you Beaver Builder and edit pages and all that stuff. And if I point at the GE Retiree Solutions, you see there's a dashboard. Again, I'm asking the board, don't play with anything. Please don't play with anything in there. This is for your benefit to look around and stuff. And you're all administrators. On the right-hand side, your name will appear, what you registered at. And Charlie or Betsy or Connie or whoever, whatever your username was, I put JMP Dunedin. So that gives me access to the dashboard and editing and doing things like that. So Matthew, I'm on, if you're seeing it, Matthew, are you seeing it on your screen?
I am, yep.
Okay, so I'm on the login screen, and you'll notice here, folks, that there is an ability when you're logged out to change your password on this screen. And there's also, you see where I'm pointing, there's an ability to edit your profile on this screen. Matthew and I went through all these pages and we added different things like this so that people could edit their profiles, change their passwords, donations, and the like. Matthew, I could give you permission. I think I can give you permission if you want to go through the different pages, or you tell me, and I'll just pick the menu and go through each page, and you can make any comments you'd like to make.
Yeah,
Could I just make a couple of suggestions to free up some space on this particular page? Those three options, to click the log out and profile editing and stuff like that, that whole 1-inch section, which takes up 25% of the screen, put those three links on this particular drop down you've just opened up. That's where this kind of stuff usually hides out on other people's websites. So from an ergonomic or human factor standpoint, that's where people's eyes are going to be trained. They're going to try to go to that 3 menu bar first, and it takes up way too much space in the top. So I'd clean it up, make that way. Second thing, a technical issue. I'm not sure we can call ourselves a nonprofit organization. Technically, we are not a nonprofit. We are a social welfare organization. We're a 501c4. Is that correct?
No, we're C5. We're nonprofit. We're registered with the state of Kansas.
Well, I'm just okay. I'll check the C5 status. I thought we were a C4, and that, from an IRS standpoint, is
originally started as a C3, and if you remember, the IRS guy recommended.
Yeah, they said you can't be that because we're so. And so I thought he said that we could be a C.
No, he recommended C5.
Okay, I'm researching that now.
All right. So to your question, we did put the log out once you're logged in on the menu, and when you're not logged in, it will have, instead of log out, it has log in. Now, as far as edit profile and changing your password, they're on this page. I don't know that we could add them to this menu. Can we, Matt, or not?
Uh, correct. We won't be able to add the functionality, because the actual functionality that's taking place is required to be on a page here. So for the logout, on the menu on the right-hand side, what we ended up doing was having this logout link connect to this page when a user is signed in. But then for these items, log out and edit profile, the core functionality of that rests on this page. I'm taking a look at it here. We might be able to adjust placement of it and things like that. Or at least try and maybe downsize it or a little bit. So let's see. And forgive me, folks, my systems have been running very, very slowly. So if I take a moment to catch up here, it's most likely because my computer is giving me the spinning wheel.
Yeah. In answer to the question, no, I don't want you to be taking time to try to make changes right now, Matthew. You can take notes or whatever, or I can send you a recap of this conversation afterwards. But
Okay.
I'd like to just run through the pages so the people see what we've done here and make comments on the pages, if we will. So I'm going to go to the home page next.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then perhaps once the meeting is over, John, maybe you and I can plan on getting linked up later today on the phone and just going over some final step stuff and
Yeah.
getting you on the next path forward here.
Yeah. Now on this homepage, folks, if you look at the top where the logo is, and on the right, the three bars are the menu, which brings the menu up. And I had Matthew add here because we're dealing with retirees. A lot of people are computer illiterate, as you well know. So I said, we got to put an instruction here. Click the three lines, or they'll be saying, where the heck is the menu? You see? And the other part of that is the menu is not only the three lines, but if I go down, it's on the bottom. See the bottom black bar? The menu's down there. Okay. Everybody seeing what I'm doing?
No, I see the three bars. I would say to the right, I would add to the right.
Yeah. But see,
But I
on
don't see the black bar. Move your cursor over the black bar.
right here. On the bottom. I got it down there on the bottom right now. It's got all the,
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, those are the same for
yeah, they're just, it's another location. And
the
we
same
did-
items.
Yeah, but it's another location if they're scrolling down the page and blah, blah, and they haven't got to go all the way back up to the menu. We also did on certain pages, I asked Matthew, let's put quick links, a little box on the right side, that if they're on a page, they could quickly jump over to another page if they needed to. And we did that too, as we'll show you as we're going through this. But this is the home page. Much different than our old website, as you can see. The graphics and the pictures and the boxes, and there's our survey in there. I hadn't put it in there for now. I don't want to crowd the front page with a bunch of stuff like we had on the old one. The disclaimer and a subscribe form. We put this on. I said we should have the subscribe form that they could sign up for announcements or information on this page, the membership page, and other pages. Matthew, any comments on this one on the homepage?
Not so far, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so for stuff for anything, if anyone's needing to make edits or anything like that, what you'll want to do is the Beaver Builder up at the top there is going to be the editor. So I'm not sure if any of you folks on the board are planning on going in and making edits or anything like that. But you know, for things like the homepage or any other main pages, because the way the site's going to be separated out is going to be in posts, which is kind of like blogs. And we did utilize some on the site, which you'll see once we kind of go through into other areas of the site. But then for pages, anything that we're going to edit in there is going to be done through Beaver Builder, which you can see up at the top of John's screen here.
Right.
Over to the right. Yep, that Beaver Builder option, that'll open the editor for you. So just for reference, if anyone is planning on utilizing that at all, you'll just want to make sure that you are going through that Beaver Builder area. Because there are some things that going through any other type of editor can break some connections. So we just want to be careful about utilizing the Beaver Builder, but that would be my only comment.
And my plan is for the future is like Brian has a page, Benefit Advocate. Betsy is our communications director, does the newsletters. Connie is our treasurer, does the financials and stuff like that. As they learn or are willing to learn, and again, using, as you said, using Beaver Builder or feeling comfortable and being trained to do it, then I will allow them to take care of their own pages, be responsible for their own pages. But that's a future thing. That's just a future
Perfect.
thing.
Okay.
All right. So
This
we'll go-
menu tab, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yep,
This
go ahead.
menu tab or bar, where it has customized Beaver Builder, new edit page, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
That's only accessible by officers or members of the committee.
absolutely. Only administrators, and all of the board right now has administrative privileges to see that. Yeah.
And that should be appearing for you most times once you get signed in through your officer membership. The bar should be appearing for you most times via your website cache. I do know that in the past, some people that I've spoken with have gotten a little bit concerned because they've seen the black bar pop up after exiting their previous session. But it will only be accessible by you guys. So if you do see that pop up and you're thinking like, hey, I feel like I signed out, why is this still appearing? Don't sweat it. It's still going to only be accessible to you with your unique profile and password.
Well, I'm pretty sure, Matt, at least I know for myself, and the board will have to give me feedback, but when I've logged out, my name disappears, that black bar disappears, but I still have access to go through the pages. So,
Right.
okay.
The donation amount in the upper left, is that the donation amount of the person that signed in?
It'll be total, right, Matthew? Or is it for the?
Correct.
individual?
So that's going to essentially function like a shopping cart. So that would be like if you're buying something online and you got stuff loaded into your shopping cart, it'll just show you the total that is yet to be paid. That will be
individual, Matt, or a group total?
That will
like
be
individual.
Yep, exactly. So it'll be individual. If someone is signed in as a administrator, if there were any loaded in there for like a test or something like that, you might be able to see it. But for any outside user, it should only be based on something that they've loaded into the cart.
Okay, very good. Very good. That was a good question. All right, let me go to the fundraising page. Now, I plan on doing, folks, in the future, just like we did before with Facebook and our formal website, doing a webinar with our members, just to kind of run through this, just like we're doing, to show them all the features. There's a solutions fundraising page. Okay. You see, we ask them to register first. We put that in there specifically because yes, we'll take a donation even if they don't register, but we're trying to get them to register so we have their information. A little blurb there about this. These are the buttons, they're levels of contribution. And this is, if I take my mouse away, it should scroll automatically. So they could choose, I'll put my mouse back up there. Bronze is the basic, $24 a year, $2 a month. These buttons go to the shopping cart, if you will. Matt, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Okay. Silver is $60 a year, $5 a month. We do have people that do give it at that level. And we do have people that give it at the gold level, not a ton, but a number that are very good with us. Most people give the yearly donation all at once. There are some though, I should clarify this, there's a few that do it on a recurring monthly basis. That's why we have options. So,
That's usually, PayPal takes so much out of that, right, John?
yeah, sad to say, yes.
So if somebody's donating 10 a month, it's usually like 986 or something like that,
Right,
maybe even less than
right.
that.
Yeah,
Look it
yeah.
up.
Yep, them bums. I hate them. Anyway, we have a helper level. The people that say, I can't afford to give, and they say, can you give 12 bucks or $1? We'll never refuse anybody, as you'll see down here. We will never refuse anybody that cannot give. Somewhere in here it says it. I know it says it somewhere. Or else we forgot it. Anyway, and then we also have the helpers, people that say, I can't give nothing. We try to entice them to give something. Group level is like retiree groups. We do have 3 or 4 groups that give us a good donation. Stan's group down there gives us a wonderful donation. Louisville gives us a great donation. And there's others, folks that are very good to us. So
What's the purpose of the group? Excuse me, the group contribution level.
that's for the groups that give us money, Charlie.
Yeah, but that does that allow every member of the group to have access to the site? For
No.
example, if that 5,000 member group, if they gave us like $500, would that allow their 5,000 people to individually register?
No, they have to individually register on their own. They don't get an automatic. They're all part of our group just because their leadership gave us the thing.
Okay, so that's just a way to keep track of.
Yeah,
money
that's a
coming
way to
in.
get drop it
It
out.
doesn't.
Exactly.
Benefits they don't have any real special benefits then for the group.
Here's where I say I can't give it this time, but will in the future. They can check this. There are some people that tell us that. It's hard to believe, but.
Well, that flow is confusing.
Huh?
That flow is confusing.
What do you mean it's confusing?
From a logical standpoint, I would put down like the descending dollars. So everything is descending and not just hodgepodge put together, and then maybe make up a name and give it its own individual tag. Call it, I don't want to be funny, but too poor to pay or something, or first year free, trial membership free, rather than having a small little line like this. And people are going to miss it. And that can be well intentioned so that they actually give money. But if you don't want to exclude people that can't pay.
That's exactly why this is here. We will never.
Yeah, but they're not going to see it because it's not in the icons that you have above, the gold level, the silver level,
Right.
the level, the whatever, however things you have. And they're also in like not in descending dollar, like the highest dollar first down to the lowest level.
Yeah.
Which ought to be a logical human factors way that you design websites to make them flow easy. You make them understandable. If you want to find out the most expensive one, you have a sort, which is the most expensive one first, and the next one.
More a drop-down menu like than that.
Oh no, man, I like the different coins or different icons that show show both, but I would just sort them from in ascending order and then include one that offers like a free, 6-month trial membership,
Okay. That's a good
something like
idea.
that.
It's a good idea.
And then get rid of that. Every time if you can get rid of something that is somewhere else, like the options are your gold, silver, helper, group, blah, 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 and you put all the options in that one level, then they don't have to go look in 3 different places. It's like I go to the supermarket. I don't know why they do this, but they'll put beans in one section of the store and then the other beans in another section of the store. So you can't find anything you want.
Those are good ideas. Matt, you and I can talk about that offline and discuss that some more in the future. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, that definitely makes sense as well. Cause from my understanding, the goal is to eventually get folks to donate, but, from our conversations, it also seems like, we want to make it clear that they can still sign up for the membership and stuff without having to make a donation right away. So I definitely think that's good feedback for sure.
And you can even write like a couple of lines of code that it's the free trial membership for 6 months, so that it sends them a letter at 3 months. Hey, did you forget us? Hey, do you still want to join? We'd really like to have you. And then have like a renew for free button that gives them an additional 3 months every 3 months or so.
Yeah, there is a in the WooCommerce thing, if I'm not mistaken, Matt, you could say what's the real situation, but we get a list of people that sign up at different levels, and we also probably get their emails and stuff like that we could contact them going into the future. In the dashboard, this is, folks. Right, Matt? Am I right about that?
Yep, definitely. So yeah, and that could be something that gets set up, because they'll still be able to sign up for a membership without paying anything. And we can create a membership tier that would essentially be like the free trial membership, so that they can sign up, and then we can set specific rules for that membership. So maybe instead of it being either monthly or annual, we could break it down into like quarterly or something like that. And then you can have if there, I know that you were working with the Mail Poet platform, so you could set up specific email marketing campaigns for the folks who are on the quarterly trial membership, I think is what you were calling it. And have those send out. I would say the only thing that does get a little bit weird with the outbound email stuff that we would want to keep in mind if we were building that section is just that they need to opt into those emails in order to get put onto that list, and anything that gets sent out about that stuff just needs to be they need to be able to unsubscribe just for legal purposes.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Good points. That's a very good point, Charlie, and I agree with you. That's a little it doesn't give enough information. Should be part of the menu up above, and we'll definitely look at changing that, making that better. Underneath that, obviously, we still have a ton of people that do the snail mail. So we put this box in, handwritten checks to Connie, our treasurer. They make the check out to her and that. So we had to put that in there. We had it on the old site. There are still people that don't want to do online stuff. So we give them the option of just sending us a check. Of course, it won't show up in our numbers up on WooCommerce and the dashboard and stuff, but Connie will record it in our spreadsheet.
John,
Yeah,
the checks need to be made out to Rage HCC. That's how the stamp I have is made out. I just think that people feel more comfortable making it out to the organization rather than to an individual. I mean, people have made it to me.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
good
have a
if you do,
stamp.
because
What's
It's
up?
better if you do because they're taking out 4% of whatever you donate, PayPal or somebody.
Yeah, well, PayPal, not on
Not
checks.
on check.
Not on checks, no.
No.
Is the point that the stamp doesn't have GE retiree solutions, benefit solutions instead of, I'm sorry, it has Rage instead of GERBs or GE benefit solutions?
That's the stamp that I have.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it,
right.
Then why
because,
why don't we just buy a new stamp?
Well, I can, but it still has to be changed from Connie Vick. I don't want my name on it. I mean, if they
That's-
want to
that-
send it
No,
to me,
that's a good idea. I mean, and you may have to, you probably already have done so at the bank, signed as treasurer for the organization.
yep. I have
That's
all
right.
that
and
junk done.
remember, folks, even though we've changed our name to GE Retiree Solution, Benefit Solutions, our legal name is still Rage HCC with the bank, with Kansas, with IRS, RAGE Group Inc. And that's why her stamp says that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
our legal name.
yeah. Maybe it's time to think about a name change.
It's crazy to have to do all that changes at the bank and with the state and everybody else.
It
Seems
may
like
not be,
starting
it may
over.
not be as hard as it seems, and it.
But then
it
you
just-
can start doing that because I've got a lot of
All
crap
right,
to do.
all
That's
right.
gonna take too much.
just
to do.
I guess tell me all the things that
I have no
who-
clue. I don't do it.
who to
but
con-
I'm not gonna
well-
do it. You'd have to go to my bank for one thing.
okay, well, I need the bank number and I in the state who
We're just gonna
actually.
leave it alone. It's not hurting nothing.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
I just I don't know why we have to have two different names. That's all. I like keeping things simple.
Because we
Please.
started out as Rage.
Oh, I know how we got
and
here.
So that's.
All right.
Where
Let's
it's at.
let's save that conversation for another time. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. And we'll keep a rolling total here. That's in percentage. Can that be changed to dollars, Matt?
Let's take a look here.
Instead of a percentage?
I
put the-
believe so.
I put the goal at 15,000 folks and you know, I'm shooting for the stars. Of course, I hope our membership grows and that we'll go far beyond that, but that is going to take a little time, but I'm shooting for the stars here.
That should be pretty editable though.
And while he's looking at that, I want to make this comment. Because of everything being held up, again, you know, getting the PayPal approved and me working with Matt and getting the website finalized and a Benistar piece and all that. It's gonna delay our fundraising drive until those pieces are all in place. And we usually start our fundraising drive, if you remember, every year, we started our fundraising drive in September of the previous year that we have the fundraising. In other words, we started for our fundraising drive in 2021 in September. We're behind schedule. That's okay. We'll still have enough time in the end of the year when we do our marketing campaign on these two major initiatives to get that message out and say, okay, we're now starting our fundraising drive. Our website, new website is open. Here's where you go, the fundraising page to make a donation from this point on. Just so everybody knows that.
Okay.
All right. So Matt's looking at that. I'm going to move on to the next page. Solutions Benefit Advocate, Brian's page. Yeah. It's coming up, folks.
There's a picture of Brian right there.
There it is. Huh? How do you like that? We put graphics in the title bars now. We're sprucing it up, folks. Brian's picture's in there. You know, it gives an explanation, gives his email, his phone number. He has a contact form here that people can send him a message, goes directly to his email. And then below that, there's a lot of benefits information that we copied off the old site. 1HR, update on the Part D, which we need to get updated, Brian, as I'm looking at that. We'll have to find thing on Medicare about Part D and update this for 2021. And then some other answers from GEE. And Medicare assignment versus Medicare 6 steps for thing. Brian will be adding or deleting certain sections of this as they're relevant. That's it. This is his page. I'm sure he's open to suggestions or ideas from anybody, but this is his page.
Okay, I've got a question on those HIPAA forms.
Yep.
I don't understand. Does somebody have to initiate that every time or what?
VIA Benefits will not talk to you without a HIPAA form.
Okay, so I have to fill one out and send it to them.
Yep. Or you give the link to the person and let them fill out their part, or you talk to them on the phone, fill it out, whatever way you want to handle it. And then when you talk to VIA, they'll give you whether it's an email or fax, you'll fax the form to them because they can't talk to you legally until they have that form in their hands.
So the top one then is just for me, and then the other one is just for other members?
Yeah, the top one is about you're given permission to speak on their behalf. The bottom one is you're given permission to speak to VIA Benefits on their behalf.
Okay, so I need to print both of those out then and send them someplace?
You can do that. It would be good for you to have them in a folder or something, but from this website, I'll have to show you, Brian, from this website, you could send them directly by email to our member, the member you're dealing with. Or they could download it right there. Either way. Well, I'll talk to you about this and getting this straightened out with you, Brian, afterwards, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So that's Brian's page. That's pretty nice.
Like that. Looks good.
Yeah. Solutions endorsed benefit plans. Now, whenever you have a drop-down arrow, folks, you click on the top one, the top bar, there's submenus under it whenever there's an arrow. You got to hit it twice, and then it'll start to open. Matt, did we ever figure out if there's a way to one-click that without?
Can you click on the down arrow on the of membership just to see if the down arrow?
Yeah, I will in a minute, Charlie. I'll go to
Okay.
that.
That's pretty slow. Is that your connection or is that the website that's slow?
Well,
It's probably gonna be, since we're both in here right now, I'm moving around between pages and opening the editor and things like that. So it's probably some reduced site speed there. John and I had spoken a little bit. There are some additional stuff that we're gonna get done just on the server side of things concerning like content delivery and everything. It should increase the speed of the site. But then, yeah, whenever there are multiple people in here, it's probably gonna be running a little on the slower side.
Yeah, he's in the background too there, Charlie, with our editor and stuff. So anyway, here's the solutions endorsed benefit plans. Gives a little explanation. Always the lawyers told us we have to have this disclaimer, as I've explained many times. Important reminders. Assistance. Now there's a whole section on prescription dental vision plans. Going to the site here, a little video. Other services, Teladoc and that. You click this box. RX Help Centers, which we've been in business with or agreement with or collaboration, however you want to say it. It's helped a number of our people. We do get a slight fee from them for everybody that signs up. It's not big, believe me. There's a little video and they can call them here if they see if they qualify to get assistance. And a number of people have, just so you know. And then we have TravNow discount the free benefit. There's some problems with this, and Matt, we have to add a link to the page for this. I see we didn't do it. I noted that this morning in my notebook, so we need to put a link in there for that.
Can you just use the Trav Now discount program and make that a hyperlink, give it a different color?
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
put,
so like the title?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of standard. I used to work at GE and develop websites for them for a number of years. And that's sort of like a standard look and feel where the part of the title, if you want to send them to the Travel Now discount program,
Yeah.
logically that would be the link to get there. You wouldn't say Travel Now discount program, free benefits, blah blah blah, and then have another 3-sentence line below. Oh, please click here to get there.
okay, it's a good idea. Certainly we can do that, right, Matt? I know we can.
Yeah, definitely.
The
Yeah.
whole point is to try to not clutter it up
Yeah, yeah,
with a lot of words.
good point, good point. And then on the bottom of here, there's a whole bunch of other helpful prescription resources here. Excuse me, that they could check out. And these are from our old website. Melody had checked all these out previously, so they're there for people if they want to investigate if they're having high costs with their prescriptions and want to look for other help. These are resources. Okay, so that's the solutions benefit. If I pressed it down, I started putting in the Benistar. We haven't formally approved this, but I want you to see what I put on here. I actually did this one myself, folks, without Matthew. Right, Matt?
Yeah.
It's not as.
Yeah, we did some emergency or some quick work both in there at the same time, editing pages and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
that's really hard to read. The way that the color, I don't know if you.
That logo I stole off their page.
Well, the black, the gray bar that's there.
Yeah.
You know, you got black with a background of gray, and then white, which is very dim white, and then kind of a reddish color that's very difficult to differentiate.
This is
I changed the. Is that what the other page looks like with the same color scheme?
on their page. That's their picture on the top of their page.
But the black bar that's in the middle that says Benistar, the complete solution for.
That's all part of that graphic on their page, Charlie. It's all part of it. I didn't put that on there. That's all.
Okay. I mean, would you agree that that's hard to read?
Yeah, I certainly, again, I threw this up so we had the page on the menu.
Okay.
I want to just put a placeholder, if you will, on our site. And they're supposed to be designing a web page. And I told them, we're WordPress, we're with GoDaddy, it needs to be compatible, blah, blah. And once they have a crackerjack website person, development person too. Once they finish the page, they will send us, this is just a placeholder, Charlie. That's all it is. And a contact form that will contact directly to Benistar. So don't be concerned about this. This was just a quick throw it on here. Let's get something up for everybody to see. It's going to change. This is definitely going to change. Okay. So membership news and other info. You said something about that before, Charlie, and there's 3 submenus, as you can see.
Right.
President Phelps news update, our newsletters that Betsy does every month, and events that we will have like webinars or other things that we will do, start doing again, like we used to.
I think what we were talking about before, you said to double click on the text.
Yes.
That's sort of a standard thing in like a Microsoft type of a world. A lot of websites, they do have one-click connectivity, but it might be associated with the up and down menu bar. I've seen that. I've experienced that on some websites. That's why I asked if you wanted to click on officers page only on the actual down arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sometimes gets you a one-click entry.
Now, all these with an arrow, you have to double click to get the. any
I said some websites, you have to double click the text, but you can single click a down arrow because it indicates a drop down.
Matt,
I don't know how this Beaver, whatever, what's it called?
Beaver Builder.
The Beaver Builder.
I don't know how Beaver Builder is designed, but
Can that be a one-click, Matt, or not?
I think that's part of the
So
operating system.
The
Go ahead.
single click on the menu item will produce the drop down, and then to open the page itself, it will require the double click.
Okay, so this.
So if someone wants to look at, say, a newsletter, they don't need to click on the arrow to the right of the memberships, news, and other info menu item. They can just click on the title and it will produce the drop down.
Each one of these is one click. This one I'm going to go to just to show you folks. And then I'll show you how you, like Matt just said, these are only one click submenu. But right now we're going to the membership. That's the main page. And then these are sub pages under that because we try to keep the menu small, keep it concise.
Did you say it was the other way around? The one click would be applicable to the drop down, but double clicking would be applicable to the actual page.
Yes, the actual
Yes.
page on the top
Okay.
of that where the arrow is, you got to double click.
Oh, well, correct. The other gentleman from the website company, is that one click with a drop down or double click?
Single click for the drop down, double click for the page.
Okay, that's what I thought, and that's
Yeah.
opposite, John. That's opposite what you're saying.
All right. So here's news and other info. Again, what we did here is try to replicate, if you will, the design from the home page, like having a light gray to separate this section on top, general membership meeting. And the next section, you see a white background, the solutions organizational. This is member info. This is for them. Benefits of your membership in the solution, gray, light gray background. And then we listed the board members, if they needed to contact the board members. And then the newsletter link that they could go to Betsy's page and newsletters, monthly newsletters, which will bring them automatically over to that page. We got to put Brian in here on his page, Matt. There's one right there that we need to put that link in. And then, as you
Okay.
know, we have fall meeting, retiree town hall meeting. That's what they call it now. They don't call it a retiree rep and GE Global fall meeting. They call it retiree town hall meeting, November 5th. And it's just an old picture just to show you, when we used to meet face to face, well, we're meeting virtually this year.
A lot of people in this.
Well, that's a lot of those right there that I'm running the mouse across. Those are retiree reps. There are some GE people mixed in here.
And they're all for a particular location or
Yep.
a particular
Yep.
business.
Usually 2 people from each location, Charlie.
Okay.
That's the Nabit guy. That's the Schenectady guy. That's the Erie guy. That's his wife who helps out. That's the Louisville guy, and on and on. These are these guys. I'm surprised they're still going. They're the old Pittsfield guys, but they're still involved. He's from Ohio. I think he's from Ohio. She's from Lynn. Kevin's from Lynn. All
I
right.
started out in Pittsfield.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, there's Butch Rudy I'm pointing to in the back. There's Dean Marola, our contact. Dean Marola. There's Mary Beth Creedy Stevens, who was the head of that whole GE Global Benefits. She retired. That's the pension guy, Mike Gorman, back there. That's Athena. She's the HR person. There's always HR person, and usually, I don't see him in the picture, a person of the level of Kevin Cox, like Vice President of Human Resources, is usually attended attending these meetings. So it's a pretty good meeting. All right. And again, we put a subscription form on this page like the other page. So we hope that people will sign up to get information. That way we get their emails and stuff for future contacts. Okay. So now under membership news, and you go down, the next page is my page, Phelps. President Phelps updates. I haven't had time to really do a lot of articles or editorials or anything or updates. To be honest with you, I've been so busy, I just haven't had time to do it. All right, put a little background on this. Now, Matt, you want to explain this whole blog thing just so people understand? These all go to a full page, folks. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, so on these, the way that the blogs work on this site, these are going to be managed from the dashboard. So any content that goes into these blogs is going to be via a tab called posts, and that's going to be in the back end of the WordPress here. This is essentially a pre-formatted, the way that these little tombstones show up here that have the titles and the read more on them and everything. These are all going to be pre-formatted, and then they pull their information from that blog posts area. So anytime that changes are required for the blog posts, they just need to be done on the back end. There are some good, tips and tricks in terms of like duplicating posts and kind of keeping templates together and stuff like that in case there is ever the need to kind of put out high volume of information. But for this one, it will be a little bit outside of the standard practice that we kind of reviewed back on the homepage of going through Beaver Builder. It'll all that content stored in the back essentially, and then a custom page will be generated once the blog content is put together. So you won't need to like add a page or anything like that. It's all pre-formatted. It just requires the actual written content and then hitting the publish button.
Now I'll hit the
And
I'll hit the read more, Matt, so they can see what you're talking about the background pages there. That they don't have to, once you do, you put a background page on, then it becomes one of these tombstones on the front page, right? Isn't that the way it works?
Correct. And that's all formatted so that it will pull chronologically as well. So when something new is posted, it will be the first thing that appears on this list. And as more items are added on, they will start to archive. So people will have the ability to view, older posts, and then they'll still have access to the most recent updates.
Right. How do you like that background, Matt? What I did on the title?
Nice. There you go.
Animation. I was just playing around, folks, seeing what I could do. Matt's taught me a lot, believe me. So that was off that one tombstone that was called Retiree Dependent Annual Survey, one of those little boxes on the previous page. So if I go back, you'll see, that where that came from right here on the left-hand side. Then if I click this one, you'll get a full page thing of this one. If I click this one, and as he said, as I add them, then this is my page for my editing, and as I add them, they'll show up as boxes here. And it'll be the most recent date to the descending, right, Matt?
Correct. Yeah. So it'll be most recent down. And then, it'll be the same situation for the newsletters as well. So when those are added for the memberships newsletters, it'll be a very similar format.
Yeah, we got some up there. I'm going to go to that now. All right, I went off the menu under membership, the sub-menus, monthly solutions, monthly newsletters on the menu over here. It's going to it. All right. So this is Betsy's page, and each newsletter again in chronological order. And if you click them, you get her newsletter for that month.
John, is it possible that I could possibly get one of those put on the advocate page? So like
Yeah.
maybe weekly, I can take out a tidbit of something and post it.
It's a good idea. It'll unclog the page some. And I think that's the point that Charlie had made. We try to unclog them with those tombstones as much as possible. And then it goes to a full page if they want to read it. So
Yeah,
there it
it's
is.
like the third one you have, which deals with Social Security, in my opinion, ought to be on the advocate page. And I mean, I want to do something like that. And each week I will put out a different topic.
Yeah. We can set that up. I don't know, Matt's not gonna be with me much longer, but Matt, are we gonna have somebody assigned to take over once you're gone that we could do some of these suggestions?
Yeah, so I've been working with someone here trying to catch them up to speed on everything we've covered, and I do have an agent who will be able to assist you. It's the person who trained me, so they're going to be very helpful, I think.
Okay, good to know, because going through the care team and waiting a week every time I put a ticket in is gonna drive me absolutely insane, to be honest with you.
Question, Matt. Do you have any utility function in WordPress or Beaver, whatever it is, that will help manage the blogs so that after X number of weeks, that might be a settable variable, it sort of deletes or puts into an archive page the article so that everything that is being shown appears fresh and new, and you don't wind up with after 2 years with
1,000 of them.
52 weeks of newsletters from the Benefits Advocate times 2 years, 100 of those, and then maybe 50 to 100 articles as John's posted. And then you just wind up with a whole bunch of mishmash of stuff.
Right. Yeah, so there is that functionality available in Beaver Builder, as well as on the blog end of the WordPress. It'll be similar to what John and I got set up for the quick links. We can create an archive that's essentially like a small menu on the side of the page, and then it will have a list of all of the different blog categories so that people can look at the archives for those categories. And then there's also some functionality for scheduling things like publishing. And in some events, we've seen people want to unpublish on a scheduled date as well. So you can schedule everything out, and then it can be set to automatically archive after a specific period of time. Or it can also be once the posts hit a certain number. So, we could say like once there's 8 posts in this module on this page, start moving the last post over into the archive.
Well, when I was developing sites for a nonprofit that I managed, and when I was working at GE, we would have a separate production website and a development website. And in this case here, are they one and the same? So once you edit it and you go in and edit, anyway, to see what we can go and see what it looks like.
Yes.
Like on a test server, or do you have to like make sure you got it done right the first time, then press go, everything gets updated, and now you're live with the newest content, which you don't really know if that's what you really wanted to say, or you didn't know how it would look.
Right. Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
there is an option to have a full staging site.
Yeah.
I typically will not utilize the full staging site, but for the Beaver Builder platform, as well as the WordPress blog posts, you get the option to you know, either discard changes. So if you want to go in there and click around and do some stuff and preview it, you can do that. You
Yeah,
can also save the changes as a draft so that they don't appear on the front end, but you still have the ability to step away from the computer and then maybe come back like the next day and continue
Alright.
editing, or if you want to, you know, preview it or anything.
Yeah.
But the staging, the full staging site is an option. I just typically do not utilize it unless, you know, there have been some specific situations where we've needed to use it, but usually most things will get handled with just the previews as well as the draft functionality on
Yeah.
Beaver Builder.
Oh, well, this was for like GE Industrial Systems and GE Motors. So,
Yeah.
it was for like 250 plants, and we had to make sure that it was right. So we had a staging server
Definitely.
and a production server.
Right.
because it was
There
pretty-
is a preview function, and as he said, a discard, and you can edit, and you don't, you can put it in draft, like he said, before you even publish it. If say this was your page, Charlie, newsletters, but
Right.
there is functionality all in there.
Is there a tutorial, a PDF tutorial for Beaver Builder and WordPress?
I have those. They sent me all the manuals. Good luck if you are, you would probably understand a lot of it,
Oh
Charlie.
yeah, I used to develop sites. So, yeah. If you happen to think of it, it
Yeah.
would be nice for me to
Yeah,
kind of
I
peruse it.
can,
So
I can forward
understand
you that,
how it-
and I'll forward you some of the other background
All right.
information. All right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, and then with WordPress too, it's a very widely used platform. So in my experience, if there's a question left unanswered from the tutorials, usually there is some sort of forum that you
User
can
group,
access
okay.
through a Google search, and the Beaver Builder developers are also usually in those forums, so they can send direct responses from the developer level.
Okay, so now we're at the events. I'll try to get through these, so. Matt, while it's going to the page, did you figure out if you could change that from percent to dollars on the donation bar?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, we can get that changed over to dollars, and then you can go in and update it so that the, you know, so that the counter reflects accurately what is going on.
Okay, on the events page, you get a calendar, folks, and you see here, I put in the annual survey as a continuing thing. That's the way it comes out, as a continuing bar, but you see here on October 14th, just put it in there as a fake thing. But if there's anything coming up, like if we have a general membership meeting with our memberships, or we have a webinar about Benistar, or a webinar about navigating this page, we could put this on the thing. And then when you click something, I hope I'm right, Matt? You click to it and it goes to the event itself?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yep, so
click
that
it.
should go to the general membership meeting area.
It's saying this one has passed, so let me go back to the other one. That's a past one. We just put something on there to see, folks. But let me do this one. Yeah, you're gonna see all this info. See how it brings up an info box? But now it's gonna go to the page. And again, whatever we schedule or plan, or we want to do with the membership or meetings or whatever, surveys like this, there it is, okay? Obviously, I didn't put a link in here to the survey. Can you do that, Matt? Can you put a link to the survey in there?
Yep, definitely.
Okay,
Let's take a look.
something I missed.
I'm just notating, I'm putting together a docket for our conversation in a little bit, so we can get that squared away when you and I link up.
Yep. Okay. So that's what the events page will look like. And now we're at the officer page. Again, we got the video and we got the financials. two subpages. I forget, I think we have on the officer page on, this is only for us. Nobody else can see this. No members can see this. It's a restricted page, only to officers, board members, administrators. All right, so again, it has the organizational chart. And it has read more. These are like those tombstone blog pieces where you can read more on each one. I've asked other board members if you want to give us a short bio, you can put on here. It's up to you. And I'll include it on these blogs. Stanley, I know you gave me one. I guess I didn't do it. These are some of the other national reps just for information purposes. They're on here. They're not board members. That's for our information. Louisville, Gary, Lynn, Nabbitt. And then all our important documents, okay? All these are very important. If anything happened to me, you people have to know that these important documents are available to you. If somebody had to take over, you need to know this stuff. Or know how to access it, I should say. Okay. So that's the officer front page, if you will. And then I go down to videos, every meeting, just like we always do. See how they're listed here? All these meetings, like our last one. Click on that one on 9/24. Yeah, we definitely got to, I know you're in there, Matt, but we definitely got to speed up the site here a little. All right, so just like, I'm sorry, go ahead, Matt.
We can, there's a couple things. We can talk about it when you and I get linked up. There are a few things we can do to ensure that that's running faster.
Okay. So just like the old site, the agenda, who was in attendance, the agenda. Betsy did send me the minutes. I got to get them posted. The documents on the Benestar that were part of that meeting and the video. Each meeting we have our monthly team meetings, solution team meetings are all there for a lot of reasons. For us personally, for legal purposes, IRS or Kansas ever says, show us that you're doing board meetings on a regular basis as a nonprofit. That's not the legal terminology. I'm just spitting this out. Okay, so it's there. All right, so again, those are all there. And then there's going to be a page for financials, which Connie and the audit committee would use. We agreed as a board in our bylaws to do the audit annually now instead of biannually. So they're here. Matt, we have to get these to go to an open tab. You know what I'm saying? They have to go to an open tab that they can be read. Right now, they're downloads. That's another note for you.
Okay.
All right. Each month they'll be put in here or updated to the next month. Okay. That actually should say September, that one, because we're always a month behind, you know, when we do our meetings, our board meetings. Okay. Contact page. Just a contact page for them to send us a message if they want it. Again, we put it on the homepage shortened, email, phone, and that for subscription or info, but this is a contact if they want to get a hold of any of us. We get their name, email, phone, message, blah, blah. Okay. So folks, that is basically the thing. There's a log out when you're logged in. There's a login up top here when you're not logged in. And no log out on that menu. I think we did a pretty good job. Took us time, but Matt once Matt came in, we moved at lightning speed. He goes so fast, I have to tell him, whoa, slow down a little bit. I can't even see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's probably the screen share trying to catch up a little bit sometimes too.
You say, just did something. I said, I don't see it. Hit your refresh button, clear your cache. Okay, man, thanks. No, we had fun. We had fun doing it. We got a lot done. There's some great suggestions that the board has given. We definitely look at it. Matt wrote them down. And we'll keep making it better. I think it's 1,000 times better than our old site.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And Matt, I can't thank you enough, buddy, for all your help. And
Yeah, absolutely. And then really quick, y'all, I just have I'll go down my docket that John and I are going to cover. And if anyone has anything additional that you want me to throw on there, just let me know. But what I have that we've spoken about, general note, we want to declutter in any way, shape, or form that we can. So anything that can get reduced, potentially double functionality for things, anything like that, we'll try and find ways to get that taken care of. On the solutions donations page where we were talking about the trial membership and I can't give at this time checkbox, we want to review the flow of that, and we also want to look into creating that quarterly tiered free membership for people. We wanted to review the check send information. So, if we need to get that modified at all, we can absolutely do that. That's super easy.
Yeah.
Linking the Trav Now title so that folks can get brought through to that destination page. The Benistar stuff, I have that written down, but it sounds like there are a couple other things that might need to happen before getting that put in, but maybe looking into making that a little more readable. Getting the benefits advocate link and content somewhere onto the membership news and other info page. And likewise, adding a blog post for Brian for the benefits advocate page there.
Yeah.
We need to get some survey links entered in onto the event calendar. And then we need to get the financial reports links to open up in a new tab here.
Yeah, on those 2 documents we have on there right now. Yeah. I think you've captured it. Did a nice job. You're a good secretary. We might hire you as our secretary to help Betsy.
Hey, there you go.
We don't.
As long as there's health insurance.
Well, you have to sign up with Benistar.
There you go.
We'll even pay you twice as much as we pay Betsy.
Yeah, or me, right, Jolly? I get a whole lot of money.
Nice.
All right. Well,
awesome. Well, is there anything else that I should throw onto that list, or does that sound okay?
Let me look at my sheet here. I just wanted to see. You and I, Matt, have to talk about that user directory again too, getting it all exported and imported. If you want to make a note on that.
Yeah.
PayPal, of course. Hopefully today, I sent him another email today to the manager from PayPal and said, listen, we need this done. So we got to follow up on that PayPal, make sure the reference transactions are enabled. We already did that. And okay, looks good to me. Anybody else? Everybody happy with the, I think you did a wonderful job.
I have a question on the data that's stored, member data and stuff like that. To access that and utilize it, either download it into a Fox Pro or Access or Excel format to manage databases. Is that is that's somewhere on this page somewhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you quick, Charlie.
Okay,
It downloads from one site to the other. I have to export it from the old site. I have to import it from the new site. So I go to the dashboard. It's gonna bring it up. I'm gonna show you our existing, which is only 97 because I'm having a problem with the import from the old site. And Matt and I need to talk about that. He's aware of what I'm doing. So then you go down to users and all users on this left menu bar. And here's all our people that are signed up right now.
yeah,
Okay, here they are. There's 97. And some of these are beyond, when I asked the board to register, obviously, are people from the old site. And I'm trying to get the rest of them over. There's 895 over there and I only got a fraction. All right, and this looks the same, Charlie, on the old site. This kind of dashboard over here on the left, this
All right.
black bar, looks basically the same. It might be an older version of WordPress over there. And Matt thinks that might be part of the problem, right, Matt?
Yeah, it's, yeah, essentially they could just be a little bit different at their core. They're going to be just slightly different plans because this one is managed at the server level by us.
Yeah.
So the WordPress application itself is installed and configured per a standard that we have for all of our managed WordPress plans, whereas on other platforms, it's an application that's kind of inserted into a framework, so that there are going to be small, but you know, they might play small differences, but they might play a role in some of the stuff we're seeing here. So
Yeah, on the old site, folks, just for your information, this is not something you really care about or going to deal with, but Matt would be interested. On the old site, there was a ton of people that were denied, whether it was Gary Poland or Bob when he was doing it for a while, or even myself, when we denied memberships because they didn't fill out the whole registration form. They were from France or China or some other damn place, and we denied them. Well, guess what? When I went to export them and import them, all them damn denials went over to the news. I said, oh my God. I had to erase all them, and then I had to go back and set up the export import without the denials, which I didn't know it was going to do that. So I don't know if that screwed things up a little bit too, Matt, you know, that there were so many of them in there from years.
yeah, I'm not sure. There are a few potential culprits that I'd want to take a look into there for sure.
Oh, I gotta let, hold on a second here. Somebody's trying to get in. Come on, you monkey. Brian got kicked out, wants back in.
I wonder where he went.
He said he got kicked out.
I said, I don't remember him leaving.
Yeah, Connie must have left though. She said she had to leave.
Yeah, she
Let me
left.
just leave.
Are you back, Brian? Yeah, he's back. Okay.
Wow, I don't know what happened.
I don't know. They don't like you. Matt don't like you. Matt kicked you out.
Hey, I'm not the host. You can't point the finger at me on that one.
Uh-oh.
All right, so Matt, me and you will link up, and thank you. You took great notes. You did a great job. You've been a tremendous help to me, and I think the site looks wonderful. And I know we got more changes to make, but hopefully the new person will jump on board and do as well as you did with me.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's been awesome
Thanks so much, Matt.
getting some. Yeah, my pleasure. It's been awesome getting some FaceTime with you folks and getting to kind of see the fruits of our labor here. So yeah, I hope that everyone is having a great week and that y'all are staying healthy and safe.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thanks, Matt. Take care. You can go out. I gotta conduct one more little piece of business with a group and get off. All right. Matt out?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we need to make a decision on Benistar. And I know there's two people waiting for their comparisons, and with open enrollment and everything going on between Anthem, that's the insurance provider, and Benistar, it's been a little crazy, a little hectic, but I got an absolute promise out of them that, Charlie, you will get your comparison? And they took more data the other day, and we're talking with Anthem the other day so that they can do a true apples to apples comparison, and for Connie also. But I would like to move ahead with the vote. I think we're pretty much, we're settled. Last time, the only nay was you, Charlie.
I'll still be a nay until I get the data.
Okay. So I'd like a motion to accept for final approval of Benistar as an endorsed benefit plan.
I'll make a motion to make a final approval for the Benistar plan.
All right, thank you, Bob.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
very good. So it is approved, and Charlie,
Make sure that I get put down as a no, please.
yes, I will, thank you. And I will guarantee you that that will happen, Charlie. I have told them it has to be done, plain and simple. And I agree with your premise on it, that we need that kind of comparison if we're gonna promote this. So, okay, folks, then if nobody else has any issues or anything.
One question,
Yes,
one question. Did we approve the budget?
did we approve the budget?
Yeah, on financial report.
Oh, very good, Stanley. Oh, technicality, excellent. Yes, please, I have a motion to accept the financial report as given by Connie.
I so move.
Second,
Yes.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And as far as the tentative budget for 2021, that will be coming out probably in November, folks. And you'll be able to look at the budget for next year, tentative budget that we have to approve as a board. So thank you, Stanley, for reminding us. All right, can I have a motion
Have a
to
good-
adjourn?
I move to adjourn at 1:08 PM.
A second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Aye and bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Hello, guys.
Bye.
And